Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Everybody all right? Everybody good? Yep, cool. All right, let's get started this morning.
This unforgettable vacation memory.
Hold on, I gotta get through this.
It didn't actually begin
so
here.
This video.
This
I don't know what this is. Oh no, sorry, we won't do that. So today is June 15th. Tomorrow is June 16th. Tomorrow is one of our very own Jim Graff's birthday. So I want to say, give him a hand. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you. Jim, you need to clip that balloon to your belt loop and carry it with you all day so that everybody knows where you are at all times. Happy birthday. So, Jim, do you want to share how old are you, Jim? 80 years old. Congratulations. 79. That we start going backwards. Yeah, tomorrow will be 80. Don't sell them day short. So I just wanted to say thank you for those of you. Jim, how long you been with the company? 12 and a half years with the company. Jim is an incredible asset to the company. I can't tell you how many times somebody calls me and says, who would you recommend that I talk to regarding this piece of property, this piece of land, this piece of commercial property? I need some help. I haven't been around. Tell him, well, why don't you give Jim a call? I know Jim was working on this, that, or the other. He's just so full of knowledge. He's a great individual too. So I can say you're an incredibly invaluable asset to the company and really appreciate having you here with us today. So happy birthday, sir. And when you get to be 80, you can be old and crotchety and not share your cakes. So, so I don't know if he's going to share or not, but if he does, there's okay. The fire department would not approve of the amount of candles needed for this. All right, so I'm going to be very straight up and honest with you for today. I don't have a ton planned for you today, just because I was putting the other meeting together. So this is going to be more roundtable-esque, similar to what we did with our with the management staff. Similar like what we did with the management team. I want your input on what's been going on in your perspective of the market and what's happening. I want to also show you this. I'm going to show you the Waterstreet project in Tampa, just so you can see a little bit of that and decide if you want to go. See if you want to go check it out. All right, so let me share the screen and jump in. All right, so this is tomorrow at 11 a.m. is Waterstreet. This is basically the parking where you'll be for Waterstreet. This is basically down near the aquarium, which is right here. There's parking over here, and then the lobby there. That's where you're going to meet. But what Waterstreet is it's. Let me go home. It's a really cool website. I would recommend going and checking this website out. Watch as I scroll down through the website. It kind of scrolls all around, up and down through the city. I mean, really cool. But this is the whole Waterstreet project and buildings that are there. And then it starts to expand on the residential, the progress of the different buildings that they're putting in, the parks, the green space, and everything that's going to become a part of it. Here's residential, here's office space. So it goes through and it starts talking about showing you that the residential buildings that are there, the office buildings, hotels, retail and restaurants. Look how much retail and restaurant is around that area. Different neighbors, things, slips, docks, the Lightning Arena, technology, parks and green space. So look, all the parks and green space all around here. So it's just a really neat project, and there's some residences down there that you can go and preview the residences in the in that area down there in Tampa. cool web. I believe so. I believe this is all part of Jeff Vinnick's project to revitalize and invigorate the Tampa area. So Waterstreet Tampa, just a cool website, and then you can go to each one. You can check out the different residences that are there, and that's what you'll be previewing tomorrow. You can check out the office space, retail space. It'll show you all the options there. Tampa's getting all grown up. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on in the Tampa area with the influx of people coming in. You should really know what's going on in and around our market, seeing as you can be in downtown Tampa in anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, depending on who decides to wreck their car in 41 today. So, Kim? Yes, right. Please park in the high bay area of the port garage. So there's a port garage, which is basically right here. This is the port garage. Here's the aquarium. So this is a garage. You can park in there, and it'll tell you exactly where to park. And then you'll be going over here, the building residence there. So cool project, Maria. I'm going to share this out to you today. So you'll have a link to it. You'll have a link to the website, and you'll have a link to this Google Drive document. I'll attach it, or I'll put it in an email. So if you want to go tomorrow, Wednesday at 11 to learn a little bit more, great project. I definitely think it's something worth knowing about what's going on. We have Tiffany with Paramount Title. Did you grab that microphone? Cool. Tiffany, give us your update of what you're doing, what you got going on, any events coming up, and what you would like from us there. I see you got some tickets there. What are you doing?
I'm doing drawing for your attendance.
Okay, so you have to hold that just a little closer so everybody can hear you.
So let's see.
Yes, the only people eligible are if your birthday's in the next 7 days.
There you go. Yeah. So what's new at our field office? So we are actually in a competition right now. I am competing against Hillsborough Title, one of our sister companies over out of South Shore, and against their marketing rep by the end of June, who can get the most contracts under.
Okay.
So
give me an idea.
Out.
Give me an idea of last month's closings, yours versus theirs, and how close that is. What's needed.
I don't know what they had last month, but I can tell you we are neck and neck. So right now they're at like 20. I think they were at 26 yesterday, and we were at 22.
Okay.
So we are like literally just head to head right now. So it's most contracts by deals by the end of the month this month.
Most orders or most actual closings?
Orders.
Most orders.
Mm-hmm.
So give Paramount a shot if you haven't before. If you did before and you didn't have a good experience, we understand things happen, but they've changed everything around. There's new management, there's new marketing, there's new processors. Everybody's been shifted around, so they're doing everything they can to take on the extra additional load of all of the closings that have been coming in because of all the additional business, but then also to try and meet the standards of making sure we can service you guys, the agents, and the consumers, the sellers. So
yeah, and if you guys have worked with us in the past and there was something happened, just come to me and let's talk about it. I'd love to hear the feedback, what happened, and if we haven't addressed the situation, I'm all game for addressing the situation and figuring things out and just making us better. And we strive to do better, and we strive to do good deeds. So we want to make your clients feel like they're family. That's what we say about all of our employees, that we're all family, and we want to make you and your clients feel the same way. So if you guys need anything, just come to me and let me know.
Good. Excellent. And what else do you have to add? Are we doing anything now? Or are you doing it after the meeting? What are we doing?
Yeah. So I only had single tickets because Megan borrowed my double ticket. So look on the back of your ticket. If you have a W, you are a winner.
You're a winner.
There should be one more.
Anybody else have a W on the back of their ticket? Jim, the birthday boy, has a W on his ticket.
All right, we got a couple Apple gift cards. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Cool. Awesome. So thank you. If you haven't, so just so you know, Tiffany has been very active within the office, within the company. So we do on Fridays, we've been doing basically almost every single Friday around between 3 and 5 o'clock or 4 and 5 o'clock. We do just a little happy hour. If you have some time and would like to sit down in the office, all we're doing is collaborating around one of the conference tables upstairs, sharing good stories of the week, lifting each other up, building good spirits, and talking about all the cool stuff and awesome stuff that's going on, laughing and having a good time. If you'd like to, please feel free to come and join us on a Friday between 3 and 5 o'clock. So just if you want, reach out to me to make sure that we still doing it, because every now and then there's something else that does go on that day. But for the most time, every Friday we're doing a happy hour. So I want to open up the floor. I want to hear your input, what you're seeing in the market. Anybody who would love to share what you're seeing in the market. What are you seeing from buyers? What are you seeing from sellers? Shifts, changes, opportunities. What are you seeing and what are you experiencing? And no, now is not the time to check your phone, to check your watch, to open up your notepad. And I'm just asking for some engagement. So give me some roundtable feedback. What you got going on? Tell me what you're seeing and your experiences. Joe?
Okay, this this is not exactly what I'm seeing. I want to share OfferPad, our partnership. I have submitted 3 offers to OfferPad, and you expect it's going to come back at a wholesale price, and for the most part, you're right, it does. But I had one come back higher than what I really felt the client would get if I listed an MLS, and it is going through very smoothly. So I would tell you, depending on your seller and everything, you ought to at least submit. Every upcoming listing that I have, I'm submitting it to OfferPad. Just see what they do. I had one. Just give another example that I didn't take. A house I listed in Brandon, very nice, big, 4,300 and something square foot house. I told the seller, $750 is probably a pretty good number on this house. OfferPad actually came in at $708. I was surprised, but it went under contract for $795. So, so you gotta know what works and what doesn't. But the one house that we're moving forward on, I'll tell you, I was blown away with their offer.
Yep.
So
you're bringing value, and you're also creating value, whether they take the offer or not. When you sell the home for X amount more, and with a better experience, a better offer, a better closing, better opportunity, you're creating value. And that, I think you're missing an opportunity if you're not at least engaging with someone who's presenting some type of cash offer, whether it's your investor, OfferPad, anybody else. I think it's an opportunity that you're missing to provide value and also create value for the experience that you are providing after that. So I would take that opportunity. Who else? Anybody else? Please share an experience, what you're seeing in the market, anything shifting, changing. Give me some feedback, please. Online too, comment in. Let me know if you have something you want to share, and I'll get to you, and we can share. Please, Jackie.
Since I've been doing this for 16 years, I'm friends with a lot of realtors that are not within this company, and we had a discussion, a couple of us, and last week actually. Well, I was out of town, but we all got on the phone and started talking because there's a couple of appraisers out there that have decided it's their job to keep the market prices low. And so it's a really, really big issue with some of them. So just be careful. My advice would be careful. If somebody offers you $350 on a $320 house, it's not going to appraise anyway. You might as well just write $1 million on the contract, because it isn't going to appraise. So we had a long conversation about what we're doing to handle it, what we're doing to make a difference, and there were a lot of good ideas tossed around in the group. And it was 2 people from Remax, me from CENTURY21, somebody from Keller was on there, and McPeak Real Estate. So there were a bunch of us, and we just all talked about what we were doing and how we were handling it.
Anybody seeing anything with appraisals? Anybody having major issues, minor issues, no issues? Any feedback on that? Conversations with appraisers. Have you had any conversations with appraisers recently?
Yes.
Any feedback, anything that they're saying that you're able to provide some value to everybody?
Well, this guy that appraised not 1 but 2 of my listings said to me that his agenda was to single-handedly keep the market prices lower. And on the first one, he came in for $52,000 under the purchase price, and on the second one, $38,000 on the purchase price. Both of them are back under contract, and both of them have now appraised for the contract price. So we know that he's doing some, I don't know exactly what he's doing, but I looked at some of his numbers and he used, like in the last comp, he used something from Offer Up where the house had to be completely gutted because the people had trashed it. And he used that as a comp, which it's not if you compare, you know, apples to apples. So
Do you know that you can request a new appraiser? So now that Jackie, well, that's my couple points here. Number one, you can report someone for something like that. If a real estate agent was doing something, yeah, give it to Sarah. She was back over there. She was waiting, and then John will come in next. You can report someone for doing, that's unethical. And that's not right. You can report. It is. It's no different than steering in a way. You're saying, I have an agenda and that's what I'm going to push. And you can report someone for that, number one. Number two, if you have the appraiser's name and you accidentally send it out to the entire team so everybody has it, accidentally send, I didn't mean to do that, and everybody has it. If you see that name, when you see a name come across, if it's a familiar name and you know that you've had potential issues with them in the past, you can request a new appraiser. You can, but you do not schedule the appointment and then try and do that. Cancel, make sure, do not approve it, do not schedule the appointment. That's why it's important to, if you have a listing that's vacant and you have it set up as a go and show, change it to appointment only once it goes under contract. Well, you can put a coded lockbox on, but even if you don't change the go and show, it's obviously the instructions will suck, but they'll have an approved showing and they'll go out there, and it's more difficult once they actually do schedule to show it. So we want them to not be able to schedule it. Put it as appointment only. That way they have to connect with you and you have to approve the appointment. If you don't like the person and you have to get their name, because a lot of them I've been seeing are just going on showing time and scheduling that way now instead of reaching out. So when you see that name, first thing you do, is this the person who's created some problems for anybody before? Yes, no, maybe so. Then after that, what's their contact information? Send them info right away. Don't wait to meet them at the property. Send them the info beforehand. A lot of these guys are doing their reports before they go to the property. So they're looking at the photos, and then based on the photos and the comps, they're doing a full report, and then they're going out and verifying that everything is as it should be per their visit and measurements, because they have to measure it, have to measure it, have to get their own photos. And as long as it is, their report's done. So by the time you give them stuff, let me ask you a question. How likely are you to change your entire report because it didn't really match up when you're the professional and the person who gave you the information is not the licensed appraiser professional? How likely are you to have that swayed or change the entire report that you spent half the day doing? Not likely. So send him the information right away. Get him the packet in his email, and then also bring it to the property as well. So that's something you may want to look into doing. And yeah, if you have that name, please let me know what it is so we can share some of that. We're not trying to damage anybody's business, but we also have some things to watch out for, our own clients to look out for. We need to protect ourselves and our sellers as a single agent. Yes, ma'am.
Daniel Bolin. Okay, so the appraisal came in $90K less.
That's it? Couldn't get it to 100 less?
I know, really. I mean, what's his problem? Long sorted story, so I won't, well, it's not really a boring story, but we probably don't have time. But bottom line, he never went in the house because he put in a COVID addendum, which gives you the right to put a full appraisal in without going in the house. So I would say up front, just make sure your buyers lenders are saying, can I have an appraiser? Can you please make sure he doesn't have a COVID whatever and he goes in the house? Just do that. The bedroom count was wrong, the bathroom
well,
count was
real
wrong.
quick, you can, when they call you to schedule, ask them, will you be visiting the property? Will there be an actual visit to the property? Or are you doing a virtual type appraisal? And if he's saying, no, I'm just doing it virtually, go, okay, well, let me talk to the lender really quick and ask them to order a new one. They'll contact him.
And I mean, this is one of those hindsights. Listen, I wasn't the seller's agent. I was a buyer's agent. So it was the seller's agent, you know, and
unfortunately, it'll provide value to everybody else, and it didn't necessarily for you, but
and so when she spoke, she tried to get a hold of him, send him comps and everything. She left him a message. He finally decided that he'd text her. She never got to actually speak to him. Well, one time she did. No, she didn't actually. Sorry, it was a voicemail that she heard because she says he sounds like he's 12 years old. But anyway, I Googled him. He was 47. But anyway, she texting this is back and forth, okay? Because he doesn't call her back when she calls. And she says, I have comps for you. And he was like, well, you can send them if you like. He said, but, you know, I've already started the report. And she's like, well, what do you mean you've already started the report? You haven't been to the property yet. I mean, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to the property. I have a COVID addendum. And she's like, this was a vacant house, by the way, 5,000 square feet. Okay. 45 minutes away from where he lived, because I Googled him. So
have you ever seen on offer submission guidelines and stipulations state that the appraiser must live within 5 miles or 10 miles of the subject property?
That's good to know.
And that's, as a listing agent, what they're doing is when they get the request to have the appraiser go out, they're specifically asking, and if they say no, they are going to request a new appraiser.
And so he wouldn't even, so she asked him also, well, are you going to at least like go to the outside of the property? No, I'm not going to go to the outside. Again, 45 minutes away, probably was just a little bit too much trouble for him. So we get the appraisal in. We have 3 comps. 2 are 11 months old. 1 is 9 months old. There is absolutely nothing given. No, I'm sorry. There was a little bit given. The ones that were 11 months old were given a whopping $7,000 extra for that time of sale, because that's the difference between 11 months ago, $7,000 on our sales. We all know that, right? So, and then the other one was 9 months old. Yeah. And so we did request a second appraiser. But this is what happened with that was it has to go through the review department of the lending company. That took like 10 days. And so by the time we got to the point, we were literally 3 days from our closing day. Seller said that we're just not going to close. Don't worry about it. We'll put it on the market again. And we all knew they were bad appraisals. So we knew if they'd put it on the market, they'd be fine. So we had to settle. And my buyers came up $80K from the appraisal and they came down $10K.
Why don't you switch lenders and get a new appraisal?
Honestly, we did try that route too, but the sellers wouldn't give us the time to do it. That was the problem. And I did speak to Mike, and there was no way they were going to get it. We couldn't hit that closing date. So, I mean, you know, and it was Chase, by the way. Not my choice. I'm like, yeah, never again.
If you ever deal with Chase Bank, buckle up.
Yeah.
I don't mean to talk bad about anybody, so I won't continue on further. But if you deal with Chase Bank, buckle up.
It was one of those relationships. They've been
be
my bankers for years. And, you know, my personal banker gave me the mortgage man. And, you know, it was horrible. It was absolutely
Jessica,
horrible.
right? Run if it's Chase. That's because we have another one dealing with the same issue with that coming into no communication. No one knew what the heck was going on, screwing everything up. And yeah, if you're dealing with Chase, buckle up. And I don't want to steer anybody away or steer anybody, but just tell them a couple stories of the issues that we're seeing and experiencing. And, you know, look, a banker who works for a large bank, they're going to get paid an hourly rate most of the time. So they're 9 to 5. They don't really get too much more of a benefit if it closes or not. It's really, they're going to get another deal, no big deal. But a mortgage broker, they got to work for their deals just like you. They only get paid when they close just like you. They have a little bit more invested in it. And when they go to different mortgage brokers who they specialize in mortgages to lenders like that, not a bank who does all kinds of other products, there's a little bit more specialty there, and it's typically going to get it done. So it's just the way it is sometimes. Good. Mike Northcott is the appraiser name from that Jackie was talking about. John, you have something you want to share? Mike Northcott. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that, you know, last week we had the appraiser come in that Craig talked with about, you know, what he does. We are hearing a bunch of different things. I just had an appraisal done in a home in Plant City, went on the market at $250, went under contract at $252 from an investor that was also paying closing costs. They actually did an appraiser, not just due diligence, but an appraiser came out. And it was very interesting because I had a chance to talk to him because I met him out there with my comps. And I said, hey, listen, I have some comps just so you know where we came in. He goes, good. I don't have to do that extra work. As long as I can verify it, I'll take it. And I thought that was very interesting. I'm like, okay, that's a complete 180. The other thing that was interesting, I said, I noticed that you requested that one of the two agents was here. He goes, yeah, I'll never enter into a property alone again. I'm like, why? He goes, on my past 3 and several times within his agency, they claim that they did damage to the property to reduce the appraisal. So it's just interesting. One of those things, appraisal is just someone's opinion. And, one thing I jump on with Chris is if I had gotten that to him earlier, it probably would have made his job a bit easier. But it was one of those things just to see the complete 180. And he actually gave credit. One of his things was, I feel 2 people came to an agreement, so we need to give that agreement some additional weight. And there's ways to do it. He goes, you kind of have to know the system. But yeah, the appraisal came in at 245.8. So actually came in above, which I thought was interesting because I knew we were coming in high at 250. So just some good ones are out there that are willing to do the work, but it's somebody's opinion.
Yeah, we're not seeing a whole ton of appraisal issues. We are seeing some, but we're not seeing a lot of appraisal issues. It's not every single property. For the stats to be this, for 10% or for 8 out of 10 homes to sell above the list price, 8 out of 10 to sell above the list price, and to not have all 8 out of 10 having an appraisal issue or concern. Number one, obviously the contracts have something written in there to make sure that it goes through. But number two, not all of them have that, and they're getting through those appraisal concerns. So 8 out of 10 going at or above list price, and they're closing. So that's a good thing. Deborah?
Yeah, I was just going to say we've had a problem with a curity title. I don't know if appraisal. So they did our Jagged Cloud and came in low. They came into La Paloma and pulled from there. Excuse me. And then La Paloma's listing, they decided to go with another lender and did another appraisal, and it happened to be a curity. They called again and had to come out a second time to confirm their measurements. He called me Friday night. He would not go and use the closing in Jagged Cloud. He went in Vantana, and they're all still coming low. They won't listen. They're all over the map, and they won't even work with you. So I just wanted to let y'all know that that's happened to us twice. Like they used it once, but they wouldn't use it again because after it closed over there.
Some don't. Some people have that mindset that I'm the professional. I've had one. We show up to the property. He gets out of his truck. He's, all right, tell me what's going on with this one. This is not going to work out. Literally, I'm like, said, wow, holy shit. And then I've had plenty others that are there. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you bringing all the information. It makes my job a lot easier. I can't believe that agents still do not show up for every appraisal. That was one of the first appraisal I think I ever had for a seller, and I brought the comps. I showed up. The very first one, that's what the appraiser said to me, and I'm so glad that she did, because it changed my whole perception and made sure that I go the extra mile for the appraisal. It's like, yeah, I'm surprised at how many agents do not show up for an appraisal. You are representing the value of this property, and the fact that you don't show up, it gives me a different feeling about the integrity of the value. And that's what an appraiser said to me. So she was of the mindset, you defend the value, you're representing the value, so show up and defend it and represent it. So, Jim?
I had an amazing appraisal experience. The seller was a devout Christian and had some Bible verses on the wall in the house. In fact, he was the principal of a Christian school. The appraiser walked in and he said, why does he have this SH on the wall? And I explained to him in no uncertain terms why he had that on the wall. The appraisal, the list price was $3,000 higher than the price for the same model that sold a month earlier, and he came in $30,000 below it. And it was because of the verses on the wall.
You should report that.
What?
That's discrimination.
I did
Yeah.
report it. Absolutely nothing happened.
Yeah,
And by the way, my background, I ran Pulte Mortgages production for 15 years, and I know appraisals. And this appraisal was the worst one I've ever seen. I reported it to the lender, and the lender said, we take the appraiser's word, not yours.
Yep.
Lovely.
Good. All right, guys, anybody have anything online in the room? Because otherwise we'll be wrapping it up. Good new listing. What do you got?
Actually, I have two new listings, one that's hitting today and one that's hitting probably Friday. 9205 Stone River. It is a townhouse in Riverwalk, gated community, paver driveways, 1,900 square feet. So it's a good sized townhouse, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, clean as a whistle. This young guy come in and thought, this sounds like I need to put new appliances in, put all new stainless steel appliances in, including a double oven for whoever. I'm not quite sure why, but he did. So it's really nice. And with this townhouse, it has a great room, kitchen in the downstairs, but there's also an additional room with French doors that lead out, that look over the conservation area, plus the screened-in porch. So it's a great office space, loft, and it is $258,500. So it's a really good price for it, 1,900 square feet. They have a community pool, it's gated, and it's right off of 301. So it's really nice. 258. 300. Yes. But it does include cable, water, sewer, trash, it includes a lot of everything.
Gated community maintenance, all those
Right.
things.
Riverwalk.
Yeah,
And then
nice community.
the other one that's coming on the market is 1004 East Ida Street in Tampa. It is a bungalow. It is 1,300 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It has been partially redone. The reason we're waiting is because the seller felt that he needed to put a new roof on. So he's putting a new roof on the house. It was built in 1925. So it's old, but it has been,
it's been there since 1925.
and it's still standing. It has the original hardwood floors that they scraped and redid, and it has a fireplace, good sized kitchen, and for a South Tampa bungalow, pretty decent. It's right on the it's in between there. According to the agent that had it before, because this is past client. He said it's an up and coming area. I asked him how long it was going to take it to come up, But anyway,
2 years ago it was up and coming. Now
2 years ago was an up and coming area. But it's a beautiful little bungalow, really nice, big porch. And but that one's going to be 310.
Yeah, it came, it passed, it went, now it's going. So if you have any waterfront buyers in Ruskin, I've got a client that's selling a little 1,500 square foot home in Ruskin, 3-bed, 2-bath, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1-car garage, dock, lift, fenced yard, no side neighbors here. This is county property, right in the Ruskin Inlet on 6th Street, 106 6th Street. Brand new roof 3 years ago. All the windows but 2 have been replaced. The kitchen's been updated, hardwood floors, new light fixtures. The kitchen had been updated at some point, granite countertop, stainless steel appliances. He's got some fruit trees, 2 sheds. All the rooms are a decent size. That's the master with the master bathroom. This one's going to be $475. So I think it might be a little bit on the high end for 1,500 square foot, but there's also a 1,600 square foot that's under contract over 6. There's a 1,200 square foot listed for $450. So it's they're a little all over the place when you get to Waterfront and Ruskin. The beautiful part about this is it's one little cul-de-sac. Yes, no neighbors on one side, no neighbors behind you except the dolphins. Fruit trees, avocado trees, hot tub will stay with it. 2 sheds, composite dock, lift. Furniture is negotiable if they would like outside of the contract along with the boat. And so you can see it's on a little cul-de-sac. So it's 6th Street. This is just one road. It ends right there. There's nobody else around you. It's really peaceful, really quiet. So if you have anybody looking, 106 6th Street, Northwest, Ruskin. That's what I got. Who else? What do you got, Kalani?
I've got my listing in Mirror Bay finally came on the market. We've been waiting because they now have a brand new roof. So very nice. It's a 4.3.5.
Active or not?
It will be active by this weekend.
Okay.
I'm gotta run out now because we're doing the listing photos. And so 4.3, 3,600 square feet. It's on Brighton Shore. It is an interior lot with a very spacious backyard, just waiting for a pool. So yeah, bring
What's the
buyers.
Price point?
525,
525 for how many square foot?
3,600.
3,600
Four
with a brand
bedroom.
new roof, 4 bedrooms.
Masters on the floor, the first floor, and then all the other bedrooms, bonus room, everything is upstairs.
Excellent. Anybody else?
I have a listing coming up, Chris.
Good. Tell me about it.
All right, so I have a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home in Bramblewood in Gibsonton. It is, pictures are being done tomorrow. It'll be live on Thursday. It is fully fenced, new flooring throughout, and there's no CDD in that community. We're coming in at 270, 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
4 bedroom, 2 bath. Do you know what's the address?
Ah, that's a good question. What is it? I don't know by heart. Sorry.
7634 Tangle Rush.
Oh my God, you remember that?
Yeah, I can. 7634
Yes,
Tangle Rush.
Tangle Rush Drive.
One story, 2,000 square, just over 2,000 square foot, 4 bedrooms, fenced yard. What'd you say the price is going to be?
It's huge, beautiful.
Good, 270-ish. Okay.
Correct.
When
Correct.
will it be on the market?
Thursday.
No ish, 270. It'll be on the market Thursday. Okay. No, 270, no ish. Sorry. Anybody
What?
else? Somebody in the room had some comments. Anybody else? New listings coming soon. Buyer wants, needs. Daryl, what do you got? Okay. We can wait for the mic. What do you got?
In the Belmont community, it's 10223 Newminster Loop. I emailed you the pictures.
Okay. I'll
It's not on the water side, so it's not on the lake side. It's on the opposite side.
Good. So you got it right here. You can see in Belmont right there.
It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 fenced yard. The yard's really nice. They just freshly painted the outside, the exterior. Is that the other one that came?
I think you only shared the one photo with me, not the folder. Well, tell me about the property. What do you got?
It's ceramic tile downstairs, carpet throughout. Let's see, stainless steel, yeah, totally fenced in. It's an oversized lot, so it's got the right side outside of the house has a double gate. You can park a small trailer or a small boat inside there.
You can see that right there.
Exterior. Yeah. And it's well taken care of. It's original roof, original AC, but the reason why they're selling though is that behind it they're just starting to put in. Lennar just purchased and they're getting ready to build some stuff behind.
So get in while you have no neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they will be coming. Yeah.
So 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,300 square foot home.
Oversized bathroom. I'm sorry.
Good. No, tell me what's that in the backyard? Is that like a pergola?
Yeah, I've got a pergola, play structure.
Cool.
So perfect for.
What are we going to be priced at?
3099.
3099.
Yeah.
Great. And now is this one? This is granite counters.
Granite counters, stainless steel, espresso cabinets.
Espresso cabinets, stainless steel appliances. So this was when Lennar actually gave you stuff for when you actually.
It's a Beezer.
That's a Beezer home.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Excellent. Very nice. Hey, thank you so much for all of you that are putting properties on the market and go out and talking to people. The more people I see talking to past clients, talking to Sphere, talking to absentee owners, the more opportunities we're getting. So keep it up. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? Happy Tuesday.